Hey, I'm doing a Q&A. I just wanted to do like a more laid back video. Just me and you having a little talk. Except if you say anything, I'm not gonna know. So I'm just gonna talk at you for like, I don't know, 10 minutes, however long this video ends up being. But you guys have some questions, and I will have some answers. So I'm just gonna go for it. Our very first question comes from Charles Dewey, TNT Dewey himself. Given the chance, would you go on a resort getaway to Biak? I'm gonna say all of these wrong. Bosnia and Herzegovina. I'm sorry if you're from that region. I'm sorry. Would you go to those three countries with the HDP lads? For anybody who does not know, HDP stands for How Do Podcast. It was a podcast co-hosted by myself, Anthony, and Dewey, and the three of us would basically just get into a Discord call and talk about whatever insane topic we felt like for the day. So, would I go on a getaway resort? No. No, I don't think I would. And that is nothing personal to you guys, to Krugs and Dewey. I just don't want to go to those three countries. Unless it's like a really, really nice resort, then maybe. I would also fear for my life if I was staying in the same resort as Krugs. Because I feel like at like 2 a.m, he would just come into my room and be like, here, I made you pasta, but instead of water, I used blue Gatorade. I'd just be like, oh, okay. If there was one city you could bioterrorize, what city? Probably Yellowknife. Yellowknife is just this very obscure city in Canada. And why? Why is it named Yellowknife? It's got a dumb name. And if you live there, that's also dumb. Leave. Get out while you still can. Do you think you'll still be doing this 5 years from now? If so, how much do you think will have changed? Maybe. I would like to be doing this 5 years from now, and I would like to be doing it at a much higher level. Not like just in terms of, oh, I have a super big and awesome channel. That's never mattered to me. I don't think it ever will matter. I mean, if I can start making money from this, cool. I'm not gonna say no to a paycheck, but like just in terms of production level, like I want to make bigger and cooler things. My answer, as disappointing as this might be, is maybe. Will there be a best of 2023? Yes. I love making the best of videos. That's the only time I don't mind sitting down and sorting through a lot of footage. Like when I have to sit down for a Soul Link episode and sit through like 2 hours of of gameplay and like try to cut that down to as little as possible, that's tedious. But making the best of videos, I just really enjoy. It's kind of like a little time capsule. Got some questions from Billy Billington. How would you make your own Pokemon? Like types and moves and stuff, what kind of animal it has a resemblance to. I would say, without a doubt, the typing of the Pokemon would either be fire and water or fire and ice. I really like types that have contrast with each other. So I would probably actually lean more into the fire and water now that I'm thinking about it. Because Nintendo did make a fire and water Pokemon. And it looks like this. And nobody remembers it. Nobody talks about this thing. And I think we need to do justice on this guy. As for moves and battle mechanics, I would say I want it to be a physical attacker. Because when it comes to fire and water types, they tend to almost always be special attackers. Maybe they actually aren't. I don't know. Just off the top of my head, the ones I'm thinking of, they're all special attackers. So I think it would be really cool to have a physical fighter in there too. The big one. The animal it has a resemblance to. I'm very tempted to just go the easy way out and say make it like a dragon or something. But I want to find a unique looking animal. You know what? I think it would be kind of cool to have one that's like kind of like an angel. I think that would be cool. That, you know what? That's probably gonna be the next game after Scarlet and Violet. They're gonna do like Pokemon Heaven and Hell. Yeah, I think it would be cool to have a warrior angel Pokemon. Maybe there already is one and I'm just blanking on it, but I think that would be awesome. I'm getting closer. All right. Can you rank the 4 seasons? I'm gonna piss somebody off with this. I can already tell there are some diehard fans of the season I know is factually the worst. But number 1, I gotta say, is probably fall. Number 2, very close second, is spring. Third, I would put summer, and last place has to go to winter. I hate winter. Being somebody who lives in Michigan, I fucking hate the winters here. It just, like, everybody likes winter until it actually gets here. And you have to drive through ice and slush and just grossness. But for people who live in the South, I imagine winter is just like slightly colder summer. So depending on where you live, winter is probably not that big of a deal. Why do we have fingertips but no toe tips, yet we can tip toe but can't tip finger? Moving on. Can we see your feet? You know what? At 1 million subs, I will show you one of my toes. I will show you my little pinky toe at 1 million subs. Stainless, if you could get... I'm not surprised at all. This is what Anthony asked. Stainless, if you could get rid of one of the Geneva Conventions, which one would it be? I gotta look up the Geneva Conventions. I would probably get rid of the one that says you can't be cruel and unreasonable to civilians, just because that makes bioterrorism very difficult. Are trees real? Man, no. I don't think trees are real. I gotta be honest with you. I've never seen one. Like, if I look outside my window right now, I'm not gonna do... Ah! What's a video you've always wanted to make but have never had the chance to? This is a great question. I have 2 projects that I really wanted to do. The first one is, longtime viewers may remember, I did a video where I beat a Wind Waker randomizer and then explained it as quickly as possible. I want to do kind of the opposite of that. I want to do another Wind Waker run, but then I take as long as possible to explain it. So the video I did before, I think, was like 1:30 or something. It was pretty short. I want to have this one be like 4 hours. And it's just hours of me explaining like the lore of the game, how randomizers work, like maybe even bringing on people to kind of interview about it. I think it would be so much fun to just have this massive thing, and it's by the end I'm just like, and that's how I beat the randomizer. Okay, bye. I have not made that because it's such a colossal time investment. Beating the randomizer itself I can do in a day easily, but it's like I gotta do the randomizer, write this massive script, because obviously I'm not gonna do that all off the top of my head. Gotta do plenty of footage. I gotta research the lore of Wind Waker because I don't know that stuff. Basically, there are just all these pieces that would go into making this giant puzzle, and I don't really feel like doing that. The other project I've always wanted to do, and I'm going to make a very serious effort to do because I think it would be awesome. I want to have a choose your own adventure thing. This project would be in a similar style to kind of how Markiplier does his choose your own adventures, with like a date with Markiplier, a heist with Markiplier, where at the end you get 2 videos that lead you to other choices. I want to do something like that. The reason I have not done this yet is because this would be the biggest project I have done ever. Like, between my personal life and the stuff I do on YouTube, this is gonna be big. Like, really, really big. I don't know if it will actually turn out as big as I'm imagining. I'll probably have to scale it back realistically. But I want to have like a medieval themed, kind of like Blade and Sorcery style thing with like different endings, all these different characters that you can see perspectives on depending which paths you take. But all that sounds great and all. Then you gotta think about realistically, okay, I have to write all of these different paths. I have to come up with visuals for it too, so I would need an artist to help me draw like backgrounds and stuff, because I want this to almost be like a video game, kind of like a visual novel type thing. But yeah, I do really want to make that project. I think it would be so much fun, and even if it didn't get a lot of views, I would have something really cool to show off that's not 4 hours of Wind Waker lore. So the question from Bun, who are you? I don't know. Who are you? Thanks for asking. This comes from Nerd Talk. Why do the kids keep escaping, and how do I keep them from running? You might want to talk to my good friend Anthony Kroggs. He's an expert on making sure the kids don't escape. Orange juice or apple juice? I mix them both and inject them directly into my left testicle. Do you love me? Smooth transition from that last question. Do you love me? Of course I do. Love you, gamer. My favorite video game would probably be Infamous Second Son. Some of you are probably like, huh? I just really like the game. It's not like Second Son is this perfect masterpiece of storytelling. It's not like some Detroit Become Human where the choices really matter and it's like, oh god, am I gonna screw over the entire story by picking wrong here? It's pretty obvious what the story is, where it's going. There's no dramatic plot twist or anything, but it's just a game I can always go back to and just play around in and have an absolute blast. And a little Easter egg for some of you, my channel icon, or the art behind it, made by the wonderful Bun, actually has the jacket from True Hero Delson in that game. What made you start making videos? It's always something I wanted to try. It's not like I had a big epiphany where like God himself came down and was like, hey, you should make a YouTube video. I was like, oh man, you're right. It was just something I always saw other people doing. Like, some of my big inspirations for making the videos I do, like RT Game, Doug, like I just saw people doing this stuff and I was like, hey, I play video games. I know weird people online. Why can't I do this? One last question, a real one. In the future, when everyone's kind of disbanded from Discord, do you think you will look back on these videos with fondness and joy? I hope so. I hope that whenever I stop doing this, I will look back at that first video I did, the Pokemon Sword Nuzlocke. Oh my god, that series was so bad. I'll look back at those videos and just kind of remember the journey I've had in my online life as Derek Stainless, and just be happy that I did this. There was something I wanted to try my hand at, and I went for it. A lot of people will get caught up on the what ifs, and they'll never actually take that leap. They'll never go for something even though they really want it. And I'm happy that I tried. Even if it doesn't work out. Even if I get canceled on twitter.com. I tried. I gave it my best shot. And I think that's all I can really ask for at the end of the day. So, TLDR, yes. I think I will look back with fondness and joy. Not as much at the videos, but the journey and the people I met, the people that I have had the honor of making videos with, the people who watch them. Thank you. Thank you so much for supporting my insanity. And who knows? Maybe one day we'll be big, maybe we won't. Doesn't really matter to me. I do this because I enjoy it. If more people want to come and watch me, I'm not going to say no. For now, that is the end of this Q&A. I don't really know how to end this. I think that was a good question to end it on, though. Bye.